Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I designed this. I'm going to be showing you step by step how I did it from the absolute beginning, from the scratch till final. And as you all know, my designs are always beginners focused. So if you're a beginner, if you're a newbie, seeing this video, just know that you can design it from the glance of seeing it. Yeah, so let's delve right into it. Now, I've created this already, and the reason why I made it so is because I want it to be very fast. I don't want to delay. The size I used here is very simple. For you to know the size, you can see the ruler here. This is 3 feet, 3 inches by 4 inches. Because it's an inches, you can always come here, right click and change it to inches or whatever you want to change it to. Unfortunately, Photoshop does not have a feet as one of their units here. There's no feet here. So we have pixels, we have inches, centimeters, millimeters, point pickers, and percentage. However, I used inches here. So, and if this is just your first time seeing this video or seeing my channel, you're welcome. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and for returning subscribers, thank you very much for always sticking back. Let's proceed now. I already have this here, which you can just use Ctrl N if you're just starting as a newbie. Ctrl N, which is to create a new file. Then you will see how you can set everything there. So I have this. Like I said, I'll make it very fast. So I already have everything on this layer. I'm just going to be turning them on, then I'll be explaining to you how I came about it. So first off is the background, which is this. This is the background. Obviously, you can download the background anywhere. Pinterest. I think I got this one from Pinterest, so you can get yours also from Pinterest. And also understanding who you are designing for matters. The person does not really want something too complicated, just very simple. And that's why I decided to choose this particular background. And I'm still even going to make it fade more. So let's proceed to fade the background. What I'm going to do is I'm going to erase some parts so that it looks very light. So I'm going to come to the layer, which is layer 1 here, and I'm going to come to this particular place, which is add layer mask. After I've added layer mask, I will click on brush I will click on B rather on my keyboard, which is brush, and it will automatically go to brush. Or you can come here, right here, you will see you can just hover around all these toolbars. You will see them, which is this is brush, which B stands for brush. Okay, if you hover on others, you will see their shortcut. So after selecting this, the next thing I'm going to do is I'll come to opacity. I'll reduce it. This is to reduce, but I will reduce it to, let's say, 48. By default, I think yours should be in 100%. So then you reduce it. Also, this flow, I can reduce it, like I can leave it like 97 like this. Yeah, let me first see. I'm gradually reducing. I'm deleting some part off, and also make sure that your foreground is set to black. Then you gently erase. So this is what I want. I'm okay like this because that client likes or loves whichever a very minimal kind of background. So that's why I've decided to do it like this. So the next thing is there's a heart shape. So I'm going to lock this so that it doesn't move around. I'm going to click on the layer, then I'm going to lock it like this. So this, I'm going to move it up a little bit like this. Then I think I need to reduce it a little bit too. Maybe something like this will be fine. Good. The next thing I'm going to do is to turn on the image of the person, which I already have that here too. I'm going to turn it off. Yeah, the image is on. So I have the image right here like this. Now what I want to do is I want to make sure that this image is kind of inside of this heart shape, right? So I want it to be inside of it. So what am I going to do? I'm going to turn this on. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I will come to this particular heart shape, the layer, which is layer 2. Yours might not be layer 2, it could be any layer, but the major thing is just to get this particular shape. Also, you can always get this from Pinterest. You can get it from Pinterest. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come right here, which I hover that says layer thumbnail. Yeah, so I'm going to click Control, hold and press Control, then click once. So once I click, I will come right here, right on this image. Then I'll okay, good. But this is not actually what I wanted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Control Z. I'm going to make inverse selection. Let's see what happens. Inverse selection is Control Shift I, or you can come to select, then you see inverse selection, and this is the shortcut here. That's the shortcut. So inverse selection, then I'll come right here. This is not what I wanted. Okay, Control Z. So now what I want to do now is, instead of using that method, what I will do is I will deselect, right? I will deselect. That's going to be the first thing. Then once I deselect, I will go to this image, then I will add layer mask to this image, right? Once I add layer mask to the image, I will come right here again and click on the thumbnail. So once I click on the thumbnail, I'll go back to the image again. Then you go directly on the layer mask, right? Don't go to the image. You can see, you can click the image, you can also click the layer mask. Don't click the image. If you click the image, you mess it up. Come to the layer mask, click on the layer mask. So once you click on the layer mask, then you hit B, which is brush, Ctrl Z. That's not what I want. So I want to increase everything to 100% because what I want to do is I want to ensure that, okay, but that's not what I wanted. So I will make an inverse selection. And also another thing is, you will come to, once your brush is selected, you come to this place and you make sure that the hardness is 100%. So you make inverse selection right here. Then once you click, you see that everything goes off. Just okay, I'm going to click on Ctrl Z because first off, I will deselect. I want to make sure that this image comes right, or let me increase it a little bit like this. I want it to cover here. I think this is nice. Something like this is nice, right? Yeah. So that's nice. So now I will come here right again, thumbnail, then I'll click brush, Ctrl Z, inverse selection, then I'll erase it off like this. That's exactly what I wanted. Ctrl D, which is to deselect. Then I want this background to show a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come right here, then I'm going to hit on my brush. I will set this to 0, the hardness back to 0, then I will reduce the opacity. So now what I'm going to do is, okay, yeah, good, I've reduced the opacity, right? So I'm gradually erasing some parts so that a little of the background of the flower can just show off. That's what I want to make sure I achieve. Something like this is what I want to achieve. After that, I'm going to lock this layer also so that it doesn't move around. So after I've done that, the next thing I will do is to bring this up. Good. Now bringing this up shows that I will still need to take down this particular image. So what I will do is I will come right here like this. Then so now I will make sure that while this image is selected, I will also select this, which is the shape, and move them down using the arrow key, that's the down arrow key. Having achieved that, the next thing I'm going to do is to make sure that the text are up. So I already have everything, like I said, the text are up. Sorry about the background noise. I just have secondary school student here. They are just returning from school, so that's why the noise is so much. And I have to do this tutorial right away. So the next thing I'm going to do is now, okay, I want to take this up a little bit. I want to take this up a little bit like this. I think this is nice. So the next thing now is to ensure that this comes right here like this. Then I will increase it a little bit as well. Okay, I think this is nice too. So after that, yeah, so I can move this up a bit, or let me just increase it a little bit. Then I can move it up a little bit like this. Yeah, I think this is nice. So after that, the next thing is having the children. Let them come up. Yes, you can see these are the kids. They have to come up, and mind you, the kids picture will be above like this, exactly like this. I'll make sure that I reduce them like this. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how I achieve everything. Don't worry, that's not a problem. So after that, yeah, I think something like this is nice. Yes, something like this is nice. Alright, so now after I've achieved this, the next thing I want to do is okay, like I said, I'm going to show you that in a jiffy. So a flower will come up now, this flower, and also do not forget that this flower has to come up. So I'm going to bring it up. I'll bring it up above the image like this. Good. So you can decide to do whichever way you like. Now we have this like this, right, which is fine. So I'm going to show you quickly how I achieve this. So I'm just going to bring up one, then can use that method to do others. I'm going to make a single click to this particular frame, and I'm going to duplicate it like this. I use Alt to duplicate it. So I have this frame like this. I'm also going to duplicate this image like this. Now, how do you do this? Of course, you go to Pinterest, download this frame, a frame like this. So once you download the frame, then if the frame has a background, you remove the background, obviously. So after removing the background, the next thing you're going to do is bring your image, which is this, either behind, oh God, sorry about the noise guys. So you bring it right down here like this. Now I click on this frame. This is the frame here which says layer 5 copy 3. Don't bother about that. Just know that that's the frame you're working with, which is this. So the image, so now the frame will come above the image. You have to reduce the image to fit into the size of the frame. That's just it. You resize the image to fit into the size of the frame, and that's all, and you achieve that. So that's how I achieved this. Then you do same thing to others, then you rotate the way you prefer. So the only thing I just did here was to, so you have, what you need to do is you can do it in such a way that you group the two of them, each pictures together, so that it can be very easy. Don't mind me, I made it too rough, but with this explanation you should be able to do it. So you group them together, then you can rotate it in any angle you like. So that's basically how I achieved that. I don't need it, so I'm going to delete it right away. So that's how I achieved that. And also there's something I did here you might not notice, but yeah, I'm going to show it in a jiffy as well. If you look at this closely, now you will discover that, like I said, each of them are in a group. Each picture are in a group. I grouped each picture, each frame rather. I can say picture, I can say frame, whichever one. After grouping the frame together, I added a drop shadow, and that's why you are seeing a very light shadow, light dark shadow. So I'm just going to double click on the grouped layer. You come to drop shadow here, you double click as well, then you see how I set it. I used blend mode to be linear bond, then I just have my settings like this. You can use exact settings or just play around them, and whichever works for you, then you just use it that way. So basically that's how I did that. Then I repeated the same thing to others too. So, and that was all. So there's one more thing to go. Good. So for this now, I duplicated this, then I'm going to turn it like this. Good. So I'm going to resize it a little bit, make it bigger a little bit, then move it right behind like this. I'm going to increase it a little bit. Yeah, I think this is nice. So I'm going to make it come forward a little bit as well. I think this is nice. So after that, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come to filter, I'm going to come to blur and Gaussian blur. So it's too much, I'm going to reduce it. I just need it to be a little bit blurry, not so much. I think this is nice, but you can just play around with whatever works for you. I'm going to hit OK. Yeah, that's it. So basically that's how I did this particular design. Now I think I explained this. I also got this from Pinterest. You can go to Pinterest and get it and bring it, import it into your design. So for the text, the name of the font is Milcora. That's the name of the font. So it's just pretty simple. I have other tutorials that talked about how to type. You can just go check it out and see how you can type. But one thing you need to know is I typed everything one after the other. Anniversary, I typed it separately. Then I typed happy wedding together. Then I typed the date also separately. Then the 10th separately. So to make this come up, what you just need to do is after you've typed everything together, you now select this TH on its own. Then you come right here and you click on it. You see, once I click, it has released it. So I'll click again, then it has taken it up. So that's how I got that. And yeah, that's pretty much how I made this design. You can see it's very simple, and I made sure that I explained everything. There's one more thing I didn't explain, and if you look closely to this background, you see that there's a noise. It seems like a noise is on it. You know, like I said, I imported everything, so I really don't start everything from the scratch, but I will show you how I made it look like a noise. So now what you will do is come back to this, click on this particular one, which is the background itself, the image itself, this background itself, unlock it, come to filter, then you see noise, you click on add noise. You can just play around with this value, and whichever suits you, you can use it. The reason why I'm not going to use it again is because I already used a noise on it, so it will be too shouty if I should use another one again. Yeah, so that's how I came up with this design, as simple as it is. One thing you need to understand is you need to understand the client, what they want, and you're good to go. So yeah, that's pretty much how I did this design. I hope it really helps. If you're a newbie and you're just seeing this, I hope it will help you a lot, and I believe you'll be able to design it just at a glance. And also, there's one more thing I did here. I reduced the kerning. Is it kerning? I can't remember. I think it's kerning. So I reduced the kerning. That's why you see it seems as if the text are kind of clustered. Yeah, you can see it's negative 80, but by default it should be on 0. But that's how I wanted it to be. And that's pretty much how it is. So that's all about this tutorial. I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so that each time I drop video tutorials like this, you get to see them. If you're interested in graphic design, UI UX design, as a newbie, this is the channel that you need and you're good to go. See you some other time. Thank you.